Today's topic is about corrections. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Opinions Podcast. I am your host, Tanika Wilson. This is episode 1. I am so excited to be online back with you guys. We have a lot of people coming to talk to us. We have a lot of different topics to talk about. And when you see opinions on your timeline, just make sure you guys like, share, and comment because we would love to hear your opinion too. Being that this is Opinions' first show back, I would like to give you guys a description of what Opinions is all about. The Opinions Podcast is a podcast where we can all come together and have an open and honest discussion about life, because life do be life. And we want to give a voice to those who want to be heard in a positive light. The goal is to shine light on the struggles and troubles as well as the positivity that we all face, and hopefully find better ways to make it better for all of us. I personally hope that if you are listening or watching, that the Opinions Podcast can entertain, educate, as well as enlighten you on the different topics at hand. Without further ado, today's topic is working in corrections. I would like for you all to help me welcome our guest, Mr. Dewayne Brown. He is a retired captain at Lima Correctionals here in Lima, Ohio. How you doing, Mr. Dewayne Brown?
I'm doing fine, and thanks for inviting me to your show. It's really an honor.
I'm glad that you're here.
I'm very humble and appreciative to you to invite me to your show.
Thank you for coming. This is the first show. So we're going to be talking about working in the corrections. What was your first job that dealt with corrections?
Well, actually, I was a police officer when I was 20 years old for Fort Shawnee Police Department.
Okay.
And I worked there for like a year and a half, and then when I turned 22, I became a psych attendant with Oakwood Corrections. Then I moved on to corrections. I became a sergeant, a lieutenant, and then a captain at my very last years of working in corrections, 33 and a half years. And then I worked, I was a bailiff for a juvenile detention center for 3.5 years.
Okay.
And I just believe in rehabilitation, you know. Everybody got to find their way, you know, in life.
Absolutely. So you got your job and you stuck with it for years.
Yes, it is. I've been retired now 10 years.
Okay. So you were 22, you were 21 when you first got your job?
No, I was 22 when I hired it. Actually, in correction, I was 21 when I was a police officer for Fort Shawnee.
Oh, okay.
I retired after 30 years with the prison. Then I went to juvenile as a bailiff, and I was a detention officer.
You done did it.
I've
So
been busy.
they all know you pretty much. Mr.
I'm
Brown.
not bragging, but I got 18 and a half years working in civilian life too.
Okay.
I've been busy.
So what made you choose that career?
I needed to eat.
You needed to eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had a family.
And that's what made you choose that career in particular?
Well, I didn't like manual labor, but I knew I liked telling people what to do.
Okay. What were some of the craziest things that you have seen being a correction officer?
The number one crazy thing, before I tell you that, but in prison, it's a city in a city.
Okay.
But the most crazy stuff I seen, I almost lost my breath. When a guy, he was mentally disturbed.
Okay.
And LC is local control, they call it. And he was taking his feces with toilet paper, turning it into instruments. He made a gun out of it, he made a cane. I'm talking about actual shot, and I made a Lincoln top hat.
So you talking about?
Yes.
So he took.
And his room smelled just like hot feces.
Oh my God.
And he was in there walking around with it like it was normal. He had it all set up.
So he actually made a hat and instruments?
A top hat made perfectly. could fit a grown man.
Oh my oh my God, hold on. So you actually witnessed this?
Yes.
Okay, was it a shakedown that made you catch it? What was
Officers
it?
smelled some, excuse me, officers, the aroma was coming from his room. That's the craziest thing I've seen. Not the scariest, you ain't got to the scariest though, but you go to that next question on your own.
Okay, so that definitely was the craziest.
That's the craziest thing.
If
I lost
somebody
consciousness.
made
I
instruments,
almost lost consciousness when I seen that.
if somebody made instruments out of doo-doo.
He made a horn and everything. Yep, he did.
Did he blow in the horn?
I don't know, but he was crazy. I mean, he had it. No, I'm talking about 30 years of this stuff.
Yeah. Oh wow. That is woo. Okay. Have you ever witnessed a coworker mistreating an inmate or several inmates because they just feel like they can? They feel like they got the authority. They just mistreat them just because they want to feel big.
Plenty of times. I know employees, I won't say no names because I know we live on broadcast, but we do, some of the officers was having marital problems at home.
Mm-hmm.
So they came in and took it out on the inmates.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew when they signed on that schedule, we said, we're going to have to run down there tonight because there's going to be some problems. It really wasn't the inmates, it was him. It was that officer or female.
Just going through it.
Took it out on innocent person.
Mm-hmm.
But I always consider myself, I could easily be an inmate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like I'm in a position, I gotta do the right thing. I gotta be the big guy this,
Because that leads me to the next question.
Okay.
How did you respond to it?
I took them to the side. Usually, sometimes, most of the time I took them. I had a different strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I used to take them one-on-one to do. You need a union rep.
Okay.
Otherwise, you need a union rep. I'm getting ready to write you up. It's gotta be on paper.
Okay.
If not, it's gonna be between me and you. But if you keep this conduct up, you will need a union rep because we can ready to fire you.
Okay.
Because you jeopardizing my life too.
That's right. So, have you ever felt like you was the man and you was being an asshole or something to somebody just because you going through problems at your house? Have you ever did it yourself?
I can honestly say no, I didn't.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
You knew how to leave home, and work.
Yes, I did.
That was great of you.
Yep.
Because I do know a lot of them
Let me add something
people.
to it. Let me add something to it.
No problem.
I have talked to inmates a little crazy, went back to them and apologized to them.
That's right.
And they appreciate it. We hugged, gave each other that dap.
That's right.
Because I might have, something's going on with me.
That's right. That's big of you. That's big of you.
Honest God truth.
Yeah. Because we all got to know when we wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we can find ourselves wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Have you ever caught any sex in the act? Whether it was an inmate, or a staff inmate? What did you do?
Well, I was 22 years old. Man on man, seen it and scared me to death. Literally scared me to death. I had never seen nothing like it before. I didn't report it. I was too scared. I was only 22 years old. And I was assigned to that we called them locks at the time.
Okay.
And I was assigned to that lock 6 months. And I felt like I was an inmate. Because I was scared of that dude. Dude was already doing life. He had killed 3 people. Okay. I didn't want him to kill me or do that to me. So I didn't say nothing. He had me a piece of paper. I did just like slid it back to him. He gave it to me. I slide it right back.
What was the paper?
Yes, he was my clerk.
Okay.
Because the clerk does all your movements and your bed movements.
So that was his job in jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you were scared, so you couldn't even report it. You were young, you were fresh at the job, This was your first time
First
actually
year.
seeing something like this, which was inmate on inmate.
Never seen nothing like it before in my life, entire life.
And you didn't report it?
I didn't even go back in that area where he was at. That's your area. That's your area.
Well, now that you are retired police officer or correction officer, I'm glad that you can be honest with us, because there are some correction officers right now currently, and they're just starting off. And, you know, it's natural to be scared, you know, seeing something like that, you know. So I totally understand. That was extremely funny though, but I totally understand. So when that happens, we know that you didn't do anything because you were scared. He can have that. What is the normal procedure that is taken when something like that happens?
Well, you're supposed to report it. But like I said, I was a young 22-year-old guy, and I worked third shift. My mom always told me that was the best shift you can have because they sleep. Well, they ain't sleep.
Yeah.
Some of them ain't sleep. They up having sex. And I had to be walking through there. Don't keep it real, y'all. I'm sorry. You asked me, you say be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that we know that you were too scared to say anything about the situation, and I can't be mad at you, because if I was that young and I was just starting, I probably would be in the same position. But what is the normal procedure for something like that when you catch something like that?
You're supposed to get on the phone. If not, we had a man down. We call it a man down alert. You got a radio on. You push a button, and it calls security alert teams to where you're at. Call them. You call them. If not, you get on the phone, and you call the captain's office and say, I need help up here, some such and such. They're gonna send some officers. We call them rovers.
Okay.
Which I was plenty times. I was a lot bigger man back then. I'm small now compared to what I used to look like. And they bring officers up there, and they will put them in the hole. The hole is SCDC.
Okay.
Confinement.
Okay.
And they'll separate them. I didn't do that.
Okay.
That's the normal procedure.
Okay. Thank you. Have you ever been spit on, food thrown on you, or even a physical fight being an officer?
No, none of that. I've been threatened. I was threatened by more juveniles than grown people.
Really? Them kids
Juveniles
bad?
told me they would kill me, want to rob me, all kind of stuff. I never seen nothing like it. I told them, like, no, I can't say this on file, but I carry guns just like y'all do.
Right.
You know, but,
and you legal.
Yep.
Yeah.
But not by a grown man. Physically, they kind of like growled at me a little bit, but they know they was gonna lose.
Okay.
So they never did.
Okay. So, inmates that have HIV and AIDS, are they in normal population?
Yes, ma'am. It's called the HEPA law.
The HEPA law?
It's called the HEPA law. Somebody got some kind of disease, and they gotta be AIDS or HIV or anything medically. They want to expose it to the public. It's the HEPA law. You get
So
sued.
they actually put everybody in the same population?
That's when I stopped eating the food.
Yeah, because I don't think that's fair. Because no, you don't, I understand the HIPAA law, you don't have to tell the other inmates that this person has this or that. But there should be a proper destination for them alone, just to stop the spread.
Not with the HEPA law.
So the HIPAA law is what stops it?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be changed ASAP. So for those that's listening, that needs to be changed.
You got to go through your congressman to get that done.
Yes, we definitely will do whatever we got to do, because that's not fair. When you know someone who comes to the prison, how do you treat them versus someone you don't know?
Well, I'll be honest with you. What I used to do, I always heard, it's better not to know why somebody in there didn't know what they're in there for. Like if somebody like raped a kid or did some stuff to a woman, and I do look at them a little different, and it's prejudice. I know it ain't right. I rather not even know what you did.
Mm-hmm.
But when people I knew, like if I knew, like let's just say Paul, I'll go to Paul, especially and tell Paul, you don't know me and I don't know you either. What I'm trying to say is this: I can't do you no favors, but probably I will. But they ain't got to know we know each other. But I ain't gonna do nothing illegal.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of makes sense.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, yeah.
But when I was a white shirt. I mean, I was the man.
Okay.
So I can make sure you get locked up or you don't.
Right. But I mean, just because of their charge, like.
It wasn't always all they charged. I know you didn't mean to do it. You had to knock out somebody. They really didn't see you. They say you did it. Well, we gonna do an investigation on this one.
Okay. Okay.
On them kind of things.
Okay. I totally understand you. All right.
And I know he probably knocked him out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how does the jail handle inmates with disabilities, such as wheelchairs and walkers?
Well, I don't know. I've been retired for 10 years. What they used to do, people that was disabled with wheelchairs and canes and stuff, because a cane was like a weapon to us.
Okay.
So you might see somebody walking down with a half a leg. They be taking his cane away from him.
Oh my
You
God.
know, white swingers.
God.
You know, they kill 2 people.
Okay.
With that cane.
With that
No, I'm just
cane.
playing with you. No, I'm just joking. That's just a little joke though.
Yeah.
But no, they used to, man, you disabled, they gonna usually send you to another disabled place where everybody on wheelchairs and they used to try to get them out of there.
So is there such thing as that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
Well, that's good. So, are there any rewards in prison for being what you would call a good prisoner? No tickets, no write-ups?
Oh, definitely, yes.
What's the rewards?
They had times when officers actually saved officers from being harmed. Because they would, I shouldn't say this word, but they were snitching, they were telling.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And you need the snitches. I mean, especially being in the position that you is, you need somebody on your team in there telling you what's going on. That's really a good way to make sure your establishment is ran right.
That's when they came up. They used to have what they call a reform, which was in Mansfield when guys was like 18, 20 years old. They kept them away from the older guys because the older guys was really criminals. They would teach them criminal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Make a long story short, what was going on, you take somebody doing 2 years and somebody doing 20 years, and he got 6 months to get out. He don't want you to mess him, but guess what he's doing? He's gonna tell on you.
Right.
Because he don't want to get mixed up in that.
Right.
And that's what kept the prison balanced out.
So that leads to my next question. How do jails classify inmates? Is it the time that they spending? Is it the age? Is it their record? Is it gang affiliation? Like, how do they classify the inmates?
All that. You just summed it up with all that. That's the same thing. The age, how much time they doing. Is there a violent person? Because you know a person by what they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
If they've been known assaulting people, they will assault people.
Okay.
But if you're just a common thief,
mm-hmm.
you don't assault nobody, you're just a thief.
Right.
That's how they do it.
Okay. Have you ever witnessed a death that was caused by an overdose?
So many, it's unbelievable.
Really?
Hanging, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can cut down so many people. I got post-traumatic stress disorder right now. Just yesterday, I woke up almost howling in my sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that gotta be stressful. So you have experienced just deaths alone, not even just overdoses, but definitely overdoses and just deaths. People just hanging themselves and stuff.
Yeah, they usually kill themselves, and I seen a man get his brains beat out.
Really?
Yeah, I took the bottom of the, I had my army boots on that time. I wore my dad's boots to work that day. I don't know why I did.
Mm-hmm.
But the brains of them on the bottom of my foot, that guy's brains was.
A guy beat him with his natural hands.
No, it was a pipe.
Okay.
ACI.
Oh
he
my
beat his
God.
brains out. His brains is gray. I don't know if you know that.
No, I don't know that.
They gray. He like almost cut like a pencil.
I don't need to know really.
Okay.
I mean, but okay. So he
I've been
beat his
through a
back.
lot.
So who picked the brain? We ain't gonna go
We
there.
had the
but-
porter. Do you know what the porter is?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that is terrible. Woo! You done witnessed some stuff. 30-some years. Now that we saying that, how was your mental health being a correction officer? How was it?
It take a certain person to do it. It's not like it was back when I was, from what I hear, it's not like it was. I came from the school of really hardcore.
Okay.
Well, I took them down to go to the electric chair.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't push the button.
But you had to take him down. You knew it was gonna be over.
I know, man, I know in the next 2 months you're gonna be dead. They can really push that button on you and send that poison through your system.
How was that?
It ain't good.
How did you sleep at night? Like,
Not good.
do they have therapy in the jails for you guys and for inmates? Like, is there any help?
Yep, it is. It's a real bit. They used to call it corrections and rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
Rehabilitation is like somebody get out, because you gotta pay your, they call it, pay your debts to society.
Okay.
Because any of us can go to prison, jail. I'm not here to put nobody down,
Right.
you know.
There are
You
good
can have
people that's
anybody.
in jail.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, everybody that's in jail is not bad. So
No,
is that.
I'm not better than nobody else. That's why I could do the job, because I was just like them.
Right.
I used to look at dudes, I'm just as dangerous as you is.
I
They
know
knew
that's
it.
right.
And they knew it.
I know that's
It's
right.
like, man,
Clock
you wasn't straight becoming one of us. I just didn't get caught. You know, I wasn't no thief.
Right. Okay. So, how do you think drugs get into prisons?
Employees. I'm retired now. I can just go on to employees.
Really? Y'all employees better stop. Because the captain has said, y'all the ones who doing it. So, have you ever had to walk an employee out?
Oh yeah,
You have?
plenty of time.
How was that?
I used to always tell them, when I tried to warn them, I heard news, but I never really investigated it that deep, because it wasn't my job. I mean, it was my job, but I said, I'm gonna give you enough rope to hang yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get hung, you're gonna have a well-hung tail.
So you would definitely hear about it and you would keep your eyes open to it. And then, boom.
It was well hung.
Right,
And went to Marysville and all these other penitentiaries.
right.
Yep.
Okay. So, how do you guys feel when one of your lady workers gets involved with an inmate?
Well, let me go back to this. I'm gonna answer this question as honest as I can answer you. I mean, honest as I can answer it. I was a supervisor for 26 years on my 30 years, so I was always over somebody.
Okay,
I was always like the big brother. I had to get things together. I
okay,
could always tell when they were slipping up. It was two things that happened. Well, it was actually three.
mm-hmm.
Either one was overweight, had low self-esteem, and next thing you know, she started dropping weight and putting makeup on. Because she wasn't getting no attention at home.
Uh-huh.
And there was somebody in that lock, I call them locks because I'm old school, somebody around telling how fine she was.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, she fall victim. They was eating better than we was.
Oh, Lord.
Steaks, pizza. They weren't even eating state food no more. They got fat.
Right. Oh, God.
True story, man. I don't lie, I can make that up.
So it was absolutely
And then
noticeable.
guess what? And I like I said, I was observant because in a penitentiary, we already outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all wouldn't believe, I only had, it was like 35 officers to like 1,500 inmates. How can we control them inmates?
Right.
We really can't.
Mm-hmm.
So what we have to do, we got to do like Tom Brady. I got to know where everybody at.
That's right.
You know, when he get ready to throw that pass, he got to know you're going to be there in that spot.
Uh-huh.
And that's how I was with the officers.
Okay. All right. So, what is the hole, and how are the conditions in the hole?
Well, it depends on who working the hole.
Okay.
Because,
That makes
for
a
an
difference.
example, it's like it might be 95 degrees outside on a sunny day. If you close the chute is like where you put their food in. The windows don't let up and down at all.
Okay.
There's no let up and down. There's bars, there's screens, there, whatever.
Okay.
For contraband get in.
Mm-hmm.
So if the officer get mad at you, he just, I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe him and his wife ain't getting along.
Right.
He shut that chute, you was 120 degrees in there.
Oh my God.
And guess what? Coming out that faucet, hot water.
Oh. Christ.
For you to drink.
Oh God.
I'm for real though.
Yeah.
So it depends on the officer. You know, I always told the officer, leave the chute open.
Uh-huh.
You know, now, unless
That's
you're
the
throwing
least you
something
can
at you.
do.
Well, I looked at them as humans, because I could easily been back there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what is a food loaf? Because I heard that it's like a block of stuff that y'all give, and it's disgusting. It's like a Jello block or something full of everything that everybody had that day. So can you please describe to us what is a food loaf? Why do inmates get food loaves?
They get that because I got a funny story to tell you on that too. The food is like you throw it on an officer, throw it on an inmate, and whatever you eat for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's gonna be in that food. And they made it out of Jello, some kind of Jello they put together. If you had whatever you made that day, they put it all together. It's like a block.
Mm-hmm.
It looked very nasty too. You don't get nothing to drink with it because they say it's in that loaf. So you got to stomach.
Are you serious?
Promise you don't get
So your milk,
juices in
your
there.
juices in the loaf. That's why I said it looked like a Jello block.
You got a picture?
Yeah, we're gonna show a picture of it on the screen, you guys.
Okay.
This is what they call a food loaf in the prison system. When you go to the hole and you have throw food, spit, you just out of control. This is what you will be eating. So be mindful. This is not what you want. You could absolutely die in that hole once you see that loaf because you do not want it.
You will eat it though.
Oh, you will eat it?
Yeah. Officers usually eat it. They spend so much child support, they have them.
Oh my God.
I ain't never eaten it. I was paying a lot of child support too, but I never ate it.
You never ate it?
No, not that.
But you have seen the officers eat it.
Yeah.
And the juice and the milk and the tea.
Everything was in it. You didn't have to drink nothing after it was in there.
Oh,
The
wow.
punch, Kool-Aid was already in there. You swallowed it.
What are some pros and cons of being a correction officer?
Well, I always heard all my life since I got sworn in by several different judges and wardens and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't dirty up the badge. And I feel like it's an honor when I go to Walmart. I'm not bragging, but when I go to Walmart and different places, see somebody at Rite Aid, and they give me my props because I didn't dirty up the badge. I was always pure. They say I was one of the best supervisors they ever had. I was just being real.
That's the best thing. That's good. Congratulations.
I think because I was just being myself.
Right.
You know? The pros is you get dignity out of it. It's almost like being a soldier. I defended this country. You know, I had a reason for being here. I just ain't around here just existing.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I got good credit, thank God.
Thank
All that
God.
came from that prison.
Okay.
I got 8 cars.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
All
The
paid
kids
for.
have been good.
House paid off.
So would you say that's a good paying job?
Definitely, yes, yes.
The benefits, everything is good. You would encourage someone to definitely be in that field?
But it ain't for everybody though.
Okay.
You gotta choose your own poison, you know. It's almost like it wasn't for everybody to be able to do that job. I just did it.
So what is one of the hardest things that you think is, why would you say It's not for everybody. What is one of the hardest challenges?
Humanity, seeing somebody locked down. I got 3 German Shepherds. They all in the backyard. And I hate seeing them on them chains, but they fight. There's 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they know how to get over the fence, and I'm responsible. So I have to do them like they do because I love them.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to see somebody chained down, but that's the only way I can contain them.
Okay.
If not, I'm going to take responsibility. And some people are like that.
Right.
Some people, you got to lock them down. If not, they'll be trying to rob us.
Right. Right.
Because they just like wild people. I hate to hear it. I hate to say that.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. Some people definitely need to be locked up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of feel like nowadays the judge is absolutely locking them up with too much time. Like, I think the time should fit the crime. Like, giving a person 15, 20, 30 years for drugs is ridiculous. It just really is.
Unless it's that killing drug.
That's my opinion.
Unless it's that fentanyl killing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's too much time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're gonna agree to disagree. So, have you ever had any outside problems with an ex-inmate that was incarcerated but now released, verbally or physically?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, a couple times.
Tell us about it.
I ain't gonna say those names, but one of them I did. I hated that we went through that because I almost felt like I almost turned into him. Because, man, I ain't lock you up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried to take the job, he tried to take it outside of the job, and I ain't like the person I had turned into. But I'm glad he humbled himself and we was able to squash it.
You have to protect yourself and be ready to protect
I was ready
yourself.
to do that, but
That's
I
your
knew
job.
I could be on the other side. All it takes is for him to say something crazy to me. And I
So
hated
did
that
you
in me.
see him, or how did it happen? Like, you don't have to say who it was, but did you run into him,
Mhm.
or okay?
Yep.
So you ran into him, and what happened?
He challenged me about because he got locked up in LC, local control. And
So he say, "Hey, Mr. Brown, what's up now?"
Yep, basically something like that.
Oh, so
And he wanted to like, I could have beat him up, don't get me wrong. I was young and strong at that time.
you were at a store?
No, at a bar, a nightclub.
Oh, you was at a bar. Okay.
Had too many people in there, man. How can I hide the body? No, I'm just playing. You better edit that. So anyway, I made sure I seen him again.
Okay.
I went up where I knew he'd be at. I said, well, you know, what's going on? He turned into him. And I said, this ain't good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had problems like that.
So when he approached you, cause you was at a bar, he approached you, and he was just like, "What's up now?" How did you handle that at that moment?
I looked around, I seen about 50 people in that club, and I said, it's too many witnesses in because I'm getting ready to do him. And I just say, hey man, hey, we holler later. And I bagged out off of it, got out of there, and I said, okay, I'm gonna see you. And I seen him in 48 hours.
Okay.
And I was ready. And I knew then he was getting ready to turn me like he was. That's why I know I'm not a going out type of person. Because I know I got a temperament my own self.
That's right.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, that's for the younger folks. Like.
Because I ain't did that. He was a lot younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I ain't like that part of me either though.
So when you seen him within 48 hours, did you guys have a discussion, or you just went on about your way?
No, I made the discussion.
Okay.
Now it's my turn.
So you approached him.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that go?
It went well for him.
Yeah.
It went well for me too.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. So, have your family ever been endangered by someone? Like, have you ever felt like somebody was gonna try to hurt your family because you was an officer?
No.
No, that's great. So, during your time as a correction officer, have any of the inmates ever tried to bribe you to do something wrong that you knew was wrong?
Nah.
They knew not to play with you?
Nah, I wasn't never cut like that. Nah.
Okay. Can you elaborate on the work employment for inmates in jail? Like, how much is the pay, and how do you guys choose who works where?
Well, I never hired no inmate as far as like a department, but I knew the kind of inmates they chose. You had to have a work ethic, because like a lot of inmates choose to work the cafe because they can get food, extra food.
Mm-hmm.
And
They
butter,
got that choice.
yeah, butter is a big deal in the penitentiary.
Okay, butter.
Do you know what butter for? P. Diddy oil?
Oh, Lord.
Same thing.
Oh, God. Okay.
Butter's like P. Diddy oil in the penitentiary.
Okay. Butter, baby.
A dude got killed off butter before I left. Yes, he did.
He had too much butter, or
Well,
what?
he was selling butter. Why you laughing? You better do that laughing. He was selling butter.
Uh-huh.
And what happened was, I ain't gonna say the inmate's name, because I don't know the other dude's name, but I know exactly where he was from. He was an older dude.
Mm-hmm.
He worked in there, and I'm gonna tell you why he left the cafe, because like I said, you get extra for you steal it out. Plus the workers, the employees will give it to you because you're a good worker. They give you like, okay, we got extra hot dogs. You get 12 extra hot dogs sale.
Right.
That's money for him.
Right.
He can
Right.
I mean, he trading that off of Debbie's and stuff like that. But anyway, this is crazy. What I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say the dude's name. He had it packed in it, and when the dude hit him, it slipped out of his pocket or some kind of way, and he slipped on it and busted his head up against the wall and killed himself.
The butter?
He was dead in the motherfucker.
The butter?
3 days
Oh,
he was
my
dead.
God.
The butter.
Are you serious,
I kid you
Mr.
not, I
Brown?
promise you, y'all.
He slid off the butter.
Slid off the butter and killed himself. His head hit the, talking loud.
Oh, Lord.
His head hit the wall, because everything in there concrete. I tell y'all something else y'all already know about penitentiary.
What is
You
it?
know what this is? Ain't no drywall in the penitentiary. Everything break.
Everything breaks.
You can't bust through nothing. You can't bust through nothing.
Ain't no getting away.
You ain't getting out of there.
Right.
Ask me this question. What's the scariest thing I ever thought could really happen to me?
Okay. What is the scariest thing that you ever thought?
I should tell you, I ain't gonna work in no more. I'm too old to be doing that stuff anyway.
Okay.
I was always fearful that somebody bring a gun in there. I ain't care if it was a blank gun, fake gun, as long as it look real, you ain't gonna shoot deep with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't get no ambulance in there. So you either gonna die from pain or bleed to death.
So you saying
They
that
got-
you guys don't have real guns?
Yeah. Oops, shoot. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got real guns. Yeah, we got shotguns, everything. And raw guns.
Okay, so what do you mean? Because I'm not.
If somebody
understanding.
inmates get a hold of it like a toy gun, look like a real gun, it's painted all black.
Okay.
I was like, you know, a 6-shooter, like a revolver would hold back 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he's gonna get 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna be one of them.
I know that's right.
So everybody basically gonna stand back, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, I wouldn't even really get scared of a shame.
Have anyone ever got a gun in the prison since you have been working there?
They said they did, but I don't think it was true.
You didn't see it because you wasn't nowhere near it, was you? The captain. So you was like that man.
I was like a bulldog. I used to seek people on people. Like the officers go get him. I show him the picture. I pull up his thing on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
I need him at my office.
Okay.
Send him to me. It was send the dude there, right?
Okay.
I tell you a good one I had just before I retired. Dude was a heartless felon from Toledo. He's a lieutenant. At that time, I was a lieutenant too. And he was running a lot. Everybody was scared of him. And they brought him on up there in handcuffs. I had 3 officers bring him to me. It was white guys, I say.
Okay.
Man, I see it in his eyes. You've done some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I told the officers, stand up. But they know the code. If any kind of ruckus get in there, y'all got to come in here and do what y'all got to do, because I need some help.
Okay.
They stood outside to check the door. I said, have a seat. I said, right across the desk from me.
Mm-hmm.
And a true story guy is my witness said, man, you a lieutenant, huh? He said, yeah, I'm a lieutenant. I said, man, everybody's scared of you. What's going on? He said, I'm a heartless felon, I'm a lieutenant. I said, well, I'm a lieutenant too, man, but you was a lieutenant on the street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lieutenant in here.
Right.
Now I had you so far down south, ain't nobody gonna know you is. You know what that dude said? I respect it. Got up and shook my hand. I had no more problems out of that dude.
Right.
You see me in suit, I saluted him back, because I was scared of him too.
That's right.
Because he had something done to you, he gotta do it.
So, did you feel safe being in school?
Mm-mm.
No?
Never.
You always felt like your life was in danger.
Every day. I wasn't scared. There's been times I was scared, but I wasn't just walking around scared.
Okay.
But I knew, anytime they wanted me, they can get me. I knew that.
Yeah.
That's why I was always fair too, though.
Okay, so what would you
Trying to
suggest?
be fair.
What would be your suggestion to suggest to the higher ups? What can they do to provide better safety for the officers? What is something that they can do to provide better safety for you guys?
More officers.
More officers?
Which they don't have.
Okay. Yeah, because numbers do mean a lot.
Yeah, it does.
And there's a lot, the prisons hold about how many?
And be fair, you might have marital problems. And a lot of times, I shouldn't say this, but I ain't saying no name. There's a lot of times I sent officers on, we had what they call pick a post. And there's certain officers I knew they was gonna be someplace, and I said, oh, it's gonna be trouble down in the night. I think I repeated this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what it was?
Right.
It wasn't him, man. It was him.
Right.
It was that officer or her.
So, but what do you think the government can provide for you guys to make you guys feel more safer? Like you said, more staff, pretty much, more staff.
Well, they paying good right now. When I started working at the prison, I was making $8.65 an hour. No, $5. Told y'all how old I was.
$5.
$5. I think $5.65 an hour. Can y'all imagine that?
No, I mean, yeah, cause I had worked for $5.
I was making like $40 a day, wasn't it? Or a little over 80.
Right.
I don't know what it was.
And that job is stressful, so yeah. How much is the pay for the employees in work, like for the inmates? Because I want to go back to that because I didn't actually say what I wanted to say. When I brought up that question about can you elaborate on the work and employment for the inmates, how much does the inmates get paid to work in jail?
My knowledge, last time I know that I actually paid attention to, I think it was like $12 a month.
Okay, well, I got another question. What do you think is the reason that they won't up the pay for the inmates? It's been the same pay for over 60 years. Now, we get raises and stuff out here, and we're people, and they're people as well, just because they're locked up. And sometimes, some of the inmates, that's all they got to live on. A lot of people in here don't have families or nobody to look out for them at all. Like, that is their money that they get. Why don't we give them raises as well? Why?
Because they gotta pay their dues to society for committing a crime. It's just like Governor Kasich. You guys remember Governor Kasich? He made them pay, I think it was $6 out of their state pay to just pay for the electric bill.
Really?
Yes, he did. Because he felt they was eating 3 meals a day. Then they went to like a brunch before I left. You eating 2 meals a day, but the brunch was so much food they couldn't eat it all.
How long ago was this?
I retired 10 years ago. They started like 2 years before I retired.
Wait a minute. He started making them pay $6 2 years ago?
No. That's been about 12 years ago. I've been retired 10.
So do that still go on?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, we're going to have to look into that because I'm trying to get the pay to be higher. And he going to say...
They ain't going to make it no higher.
Do you think that's fair?
They might give an extra $1.
Do you think that's fair?
Well, to a certain extent I do. I don't like crime, I'm not no perp, but I'm one not to take nothing from anybody.
But we already have stated everyone that's in the prison is not a bad person.
I know that. But my thing is this, though.
Some people don't have nobody on the outside to call. In jail, you have to pay for your phone calls. You have to pay for your clothes. You got to pay for your soap, your lotion, your this, your that.
But I'm going to tell you this, though. I worked with the parole board. When I was a sergeant. What they do, this is what they judge it on. If your family ain't sending you no money, that means you must have did them dirty too.
Oh, Lord. That is not for them to say. Maybe you don't have any family.
That's how you look at it as.
But maybe you don't have any family.
I'm kidding. That's how they look at it as. If your family ain't sending that, that means you must have did them dirty too. So when you go before that parole board, they gonna look at you like, oh, this been a dirty person.
Oh,
The
that's
mama won't even send him no money.
oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but what if you literally been in there and you done lost everybody?
You got food and shelter, they look at it as. You gonna feed you 3 times a day unless they got rid of brunch. But it be so, I ain't tell you about the complete story about the brunch. Cause if you getting brunch, they give you so much food, you can't even eat it. So the inmates try to sneak it out of there, and then you got some dirty officers that stop them with the food.
Mhm.
I seen the man had a pile of spaghetti in his pocket
Oh, wow.
with no bag. He said, "That's my pocket."
Oh, wow.
Is that great? Because he said, "I'm hungry and I ain't want nobody to send me nothing." That let me know you've been dirty to your people. They won't even send him donut.
Well, I
Move to
guess
the
that
next one,
is the
sister.
way to look at it. I mean, if you ain't got nobody looking out for you, and you do got
Once it was
family out
dirty to him,
here,
you got somebody.
yeah. But
You
some
do.
people don't have anybody.
Most of them do. They just done did them dirty. And the
Okay.
family glad they in there.
So, are there a lot of rape cases in prison?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What can be done to prevent them?
Don't take no shower.
Huh?
The best thing to get you, I'm gonna tell you, I shouldn't say this. Is this thing edited? You might have to want to edit this.
No, we want you to say what
Okay,
you
I'm
gonna
gonna say what I know. I ain't see nobody actually get, but I know how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
You come in regular, 48 hours, you get it them up.
48
The
hours?
best thing to do, if you're a little dude, and none of us little, these guys are not little, but I'm just saying, is be nasty. You got to stink.
Oh, ain't nobody gonna want you.
Yeah, you gotta stink. If you little, you gotta stink. But if you big, you're on your own.
Yeah.
But if you nasty, you gotta be a nasty person, then they won't, they don't want you.
That's some good advice. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, that's
I'm just telling you my experience. I've seen it before.
absolutely
Yeah.
okay. So, with somebody being new in the prison and young, why do they put youngsters in with older guys that's been in there? That's
I said it earlier.
Why?
That's the control. It's like this. Okay, let me give you a good example. When I was an officer, I ran 8A upstairs lot. I think I had like 110 inmates up there. Now I'm the only officer up there. It take a while to get around there where I was at, upstairs too.
Mm.
I really didn't run that lot. You know who ran it?
Who?
An inmate did. The
Okay.
strongest one in there ran it. He told everybody be cool. He's a good guy. We ain't gonna mess him up because he got contraband. I'm gonna call the troops up and get everybody shut down.
Okay.
So I ran it, but I really didn't run it.
Mm-hmm.
How could I whoop 120 people?
Right.
They let me run it.
Right.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
But they respected me because I had rules to go by. But they didn't put it underneath my nose what they was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But we had one enforcer. It was only take one, and he had like a lieutenant. He had one that worked with him. And they ran everybody else. That's corrections. Don't ever believe one officer just running. He ain't. That inmate running that stuff.
Okay.
And he know it. And guess what he gonna do? We usually call them convicts.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually deal with them, but I never was a person that messed with them like that. But they gonna hold us. They're doing life.
Right.
Cause that is their life. They ain't going nowhere.
Right. So how do you think we could keep people from getting raped?
What do you mean? Inmates from no inmates?
Yeah, like say a 21-year-old goes to prison and he in there with somebody that's been in there 30, 40 years, and they actually bunk him with him.
Mm.
So he's probably been with another guy or thoughts or whatever. How can we avoid from putting that 21-year-old in there with him?
You really can't, because that's how we keep the violence down. Because that 21-year-old, hopefully he ain't doing life, and he becomes a snitch.
Okay.
He becomes a telling on stuff, cause he in there listening too. Man, I wouldn't. Man, one time I got so scared at work, I ain't gonna lie. Aaron Brotherhood, they said it was put a hit on a sergeant at that time. I was a sergeant. They said they're supposed to kill a black sergeant. I got scared. I didn't want to go back to work. I thought it was me. Because I was sitting in Lucasville. I was breaking up that gang they had.
Right.
And I laid in bed, I shook and shaked. I said, I gotta go back in here. So when I went in my office, I always kept weapons around me. Broomsticks, all kinds of stuff. I did.
You never know.
True story. But they ain't gonna be able to stop that.
So now we are at the final question of the day. So now that you are retired and you done seen it all, because if you done seen a statue made of doo-doo, you done seen it all. What advice would you give an up-and-coming officer?
I would tell the officer, don't dirty the badge up, stay by the rules, and you're gonna be good. Because I didn't have a union for 26 years because when I hired in, we didn't have a union. Union protects you, keep your job. And I was part of what they call exempt. I ain't having a union, so I had to know the rules to keep my job. If not, they'll fire me. Plus, the administration will let us know, we'll fire you if you don't go by these rules. I would tell them, just go and do what you gotta do and get your check and just go by what they told you, because you didn't put them in there.
Right.
I told many people.
So it ain't no sense of being sorry, feeling like you owe them nothing, doing no favors. You there for work, and you just need to be firm and stern and do your job.
Thank you very much. You would never miss a night of sleep thinking about them.
Right.
That's how I did it.
Well, I definitely appreciate you, Mr. Brown, for being here with us today and answering all those questions. And hopefully someone that's listening or watching will be enlightened by what goes on in the Department of Corrections. Congratulations on being a great officer, a retired officer, over 30-something years. And thank you, Mr. Brown, for being our first guest here at Opinions. We really, really, really appreciate you. I hope that somebody's watching it and listening can be enlightened by everything that you told us. It was an honor sitting down talking to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I appreciate being on your show. Like I said again, I wasn't here to put down anybody. Because anybody can become a victim to the law. The laws is, they're not designed for everybody. We know Donald Trump got 34 convictions, but you don't want felonies. He really got 3. So I'm just saying, I'm just joking on that. But I know it ain't designed for everybody. It's just that I'm just based on the experience I had in corrections, and I'm glad you invited me to the show. And
Absolutely.
if I can, I wasn't here to put down nobody. So I've had a lot of good times, but I always laughed doing my job. And I've been scared. I'm glad you didn't ask me that question. Have I ever been scared? Plenty of times. Plenty of times in that penitentiary. I keep my door locked all the time. I be in the house, everything locked up. Yeah, I just don't, I don't know. I just was raised up. I just did it so long.
That's a hard job to have, though.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people usually say corrections for real. This is honest truth. When I graduated from academy, it was 6 weeks of training. They say usually a correction officer won't last 52 years. No, 50 years. After 2 years, you're going to be dead after retirement. I did 10, so I'm good now. I'm out of the harvest way for the Grand League.
Yeah, so you need to
So I'm back normal. I'm supposed to be back normal according to the science and medical stuff. Right. Yep, so yeah, it's different.
Yes.
But like I said, I always looked at them guys like they were me.
Right.
And they respected my gangster, and I respected them.
Okay.
That's why I get nothing but love when I see them.
That's right.
Thank
you. How I feel personally, the prisons can be improved. For one, I feel like reducing solitary confinement. I feel they're not gonna do it.
They gotta have that.
No, I'm not saying they don't have to have it. What I'm saying is reducing it. And what I mean by that is anytime you leave someone in any hole by themselves, you gonna drive them crazy. It's really common sense. So reduce solitary confinement. Second thing, offering vocational opportunities aligned with the modern job market. I do know you guys offer schooling in there, but there's nothing wrong with upgrading. You keep people in there so long that when they get out, they need to be updated with what's going on with the modern job market. There's nothing wrong with that. You guys get money off the inmates, upgrade the education. Okay? Yeah, okay. Most importantly, we all need to advocate for legislative changes to decrease the number of incarcerated people and shorten their sentences. Like I said earlier, the judge is giving out too much time for that little bit of crime. Make it make sense. That's my opinion. Game time. So now, Mr. Brown, it is game time, and we're going to play a game called Name That Kind. So I'm going to blindfold you. I got some items on the tray, and I'm going to hand the items to you. You got to tell me what it is. So name that contraband, okay? I'm going to turn your chair towards me. Turn your body towards me. Okay, so I'm holding a tray, and it has a couple different contrabands on it. I'm going to hand it to you, and you gotta guess and tell me what it is. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the first thing.
You just remind me of something. I'll tell you later. It's a joint.
You are correct. That is absolutely a joint. Second item.
Razor blade.
You are right again. It is a razor blade.
A razor blade ain't contraband unless the razor's out of it, though.
Right, because you guys give them to people to shave with and stuff.
Yeah.
But some people try to be slick and keep them. So if you got a razor, it is contraband. Outside of turning it back in.
Yeah, unless you're an LC. Now, if you just in regular population, you can have a razor blade.
Really? You can have one of
Oh
those?
yeah, man, you can get killed in that place any damn time.
So they let you have razor? Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Unless you was talking about the whole, every 3 days you gotta hand that razor blade back in, they gotta count it.
Okay. So here you go. Can you hold your hand up?
Cell phone.
You are right. Cell phone it is. Here's the next thing. Hold your hand up.
That's a sock with something in it. I don't know what's supposed to be in it though. A sock. It's a sock with something in it. Contraband, weed, something. Ain't no weed coming in that much.
Okay, you're wrong. This is actually what you call a pocket puss. When I take,
Oh, hell.
yes, this is a pocket puss. So,
What it do?
well, it helps the guys.
No, don't have me nothing like that. You bullshit. Never heard of that one.
No, I'm not. Here's another item.
Whatever this is, this ain't no contraband. I don't know what this is. 2 pieces of paper rolled up and taped together.
What do you think it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you just guessed that wrong.
I don't know what that is. Tell me what it is.
This is a escape map. This is the map of building.
The facility?
The facility, yes.
Oh,
This is
okay.
for them to escape. So, Mr. Brown, you ended up getting what?
For the next 2, 3.
Right. So you did a really, really, really good job. I can see why they had you as the captain because you do know your stuff. You can take your mask off. Thank you for playing the game. Here at Opinions, there's no losers anyway. We all win.
I like that.
You have won a t-shirt. I will definitely give it to you after the show, okay?
Really?
Yes. So thank you for playing. Name that contraband with Opinions.
And that was fun. That was really fun.
We have viewers' questions. Here at Opinions, we would like for you guys to inbox Opinions and tell us a question that you have. You don't have to actually state your name. You could be anonymous. And I'll read it off and I will answer your question to the best of my ability. So without further ado, this viewer is a 54-year-old man that lives in Dallas, Texas. And he writes, "Hi, Opinions. I am raising my 12-year-old daughter alone. Her mother passed away 4 years ago, and it's just been me, her, and our dog, Buster. I've been alone and single since the passing of her mother. I have no sisters, and my mother is also deceased. I've noticed my daughter has been talking on the phone and is interested in guys. My question is, as a man, how do I talk to my daughter about sex?" Woo, that's a good one. That is absolutely a good question. What I would suggest myself, I would say, young girl's first love is her dad. I would say have that hard conversation because it's definitely hard. Anytime a man have to talk to a young woman or a woman about sex, it's definitely hard. But it can be done. Talk to your daughter. She's going to believe you. She's going to respect you. The advice that you give her will be coming from a man's point of view, which will help her along the way because she can know the mind of a man and how he's thinking, how to protect herself. Another thing that I would suggest that, I know you said you don't have your mother, you don't have any sisters, and you've been single. I would try to probably reach out to somebody that's worked with me or some woman that's close to me and that my daughter is also close with, and I would ask them to have that conversation with her as well. But I would definitely encourage you, Father, to have that talk with her. She will take it in. It'll be easier than you think. I hope that helps you in some kind of way, as well as my listeners. I thank you all for tuning in to Opinions. We have came to the end of our very first show. I am so excited. Make sure you guys tune in every Wednesday. We're going to have more and more and more good topics. I am blessed. Thank you.